excited because joining us now we have a legendary poet and writer, just a brilliant man. Will you please welcome Mr. Benjamin Zephaniah?
What's his name?
Benjamin, thank you for joining us. Come sit down. Great to see you. You look swish, of course you do.
I look swish.
Yeah,
I'm Jamaican.
Yeah.
I'm not swish. I look swish.
An incredible career you've had. What, I mean, you know, because the poetry, of course, has been going on. Before we talk about it, though, just let me, because I'm speaking to everyone else about Halloween. Halloween something you celebrate?
Jamaican. No.
Same thing, not at all?
Same thing. You mentioned Halloween and it is the devil.
But am I right in thinking, and this is something, but am I right in thinking that you had sort of a supernatural experience once?
Yes, I had a very, very weird experience. And interestingly, you know, a lot of these experiences happen in the night when there's shadows and stuff like that. But this happened in broad daylight. Me and 5 other people were in a house in Birmingham. We were waiting for a cousin to come home. She walked in the front door, through the front room, and out the back door. And we went to see her, and she wasn't there.
Oh!
And we all saw her. Later on that day, we found out that she'd been hit by a car, died for about 5 minutes or whatever it is, she died, and come back to life.
Wow.
And it wasn't just me. Like I said, there was 5 of us that witnessed it.
So in those 5 minutes, instead of exploring the afterlife, she went back to her house in Birmingham and had a walk around.
It was really... And I'm not one of those people that kind of believe in that stuff. I'm into science, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
But I also understand that there's stuff that we can't prove.
But that is, because I normally dismiss all that kind of thing, but that does sound genuinely convincing. And the fact that I know, you know, you're a sober gentleman. You were sober at the time?
Listen, I don't drink, I don't smoke. Once or twice a year I have sex and that's it.
Yeah.
Me too, mate. Me too.
I mean, didn't ask about the last thing, but thank you. I didn't say, had you not had sex for a while, is that why you saw a ghost? You don't see ghosts because you're horny. But before we chat more about you, anyone else had any experiences like that, Rob?
What, having sex twice a year?
No.
I call that a good year.
Benjamin, let's talk about your writing. Let's talk about your poetry, because when did you start? Because it's not a career that you sort of imagine for yourself, I imagine.
When I was about 8 years old, I did have a vision. It was like, I'm going to do poetry, and I'm going to put poetry into music, and I'm going to put it into theatre, and it's going to be political, it's going to be funny, and one day I'm going to be on the Jonathan Ross show. and I had that vision in my head. I was performing poetry in the school playground, in community centres, in police stations. Anything to get out.
Yeah. Does it work? Can you get out of police stations by spitting some bars?
I'm a poet. We don't call them bars, dear man.
OK, so what do you call it?
We call them stanzas.
The stanzas?
Yeah.
So when you use a stanza, does it get you out of trouble?
No. But it wasn't until I was about 21, 22 that I actually started writing my poetry down.
Wow. You won a Bafta recently, Best Entertainment Programme, and congratulations for Life and Rhymes. And, yeah, and what a lovely thing to see poetry put centre stage and then be awarded like that. That must have been a delightful moment. When did you find out you'd won it?
I was in a garden centre. and we were doing a transaction, and a lady from the production company rang me and said, hello, Benjamin. I said, I'm really busy. She said, hello, Benjamin. I said, I'm really busy. Can you call me back? And she went, no. I said, what's the matter? She went, you've won the Bafta. Wow. And I went, I've won the Bafta. And everybody in the shop went, he's won the Bafta. He's won the Bafta. And they were all clapping. And then she went, don't tell anybody. They had to announce it, you know. Don't tell. There were all these people in Spalding in Lincolnshire who had to keep this secret for a week or so. But it was great because poetry, for the most part, has been seen as underground. And it's the first time, I've got to give credit to Sky, because they took a risk of putting a show which was pure spoken word poetry, and not just a one-off show, it was a series.
Yeah.
When we won, we beat The Masked Singer. You've heard of that programme. Well, it's interesting, because we won The Masked Singer and Anton Deck and Strictly Come Dancing. And we were in the entertainment section.
But that is amazing, because in fact, those shows, especially when you think about Strictly and Anton Deck, you know, they're juggernauts. And for people to recognise, obviously, that it was an important piece of work, but it was entertainment as well, which is crucial, because otherwise poetry is often seen as being a bit fusty or it's been a bit highbrow. But, of course, this was poetry that really connected with real life and with what was going on.
I remember many years ago, somebody asked me to put a title to my show, and it just used to be Benjamin Zephaniah on stage performing. And I had to think about it, and I came up with this title, Laugh, Cry and Get Angry with Benjamin Zephaniah. Wow. Because all those things would happen.
Yeah.
People would be laughing their heads off, and then they'd be crying, and then they'd be angry. I'm going to go on that demonstration next week about oil.
I don't know how you're only having sex twice a year, because poets, they get the gas, they get the sugar. Yeah, because they've got that way, isn't it, with their tongue. They're very like... No, you know what I mean? They're like... They go into that moment and they're like... I see... I lie. You lie. I lie. Why? And then everyone goes... I mean, you know, there was a part I used to be calling myself, you know, like Sugar Love, and I used to be trying a ting, and as you can see, it didn't work. So I went to comedy. But I do appreciate poets, you know, Dr. Maya Angelou. There's a lot of people that I listen to, and I love the way the rhythm, I love that you can connect on it on an emotional level.
But that's why spoken word is so important, because that's how people can share things, isn't it?
Well, look, if I'm in Jamaica or India and I say to somebody, I'm a poet, they don't go, oh, darling, what have you had published? They go, do one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on, show me.
But you're not going to ask you now.
What?
Do one.
I wasn't expecting that. OK, here's a short one. It's called Overstanding. Open up your mind, make some rhythm come in. Open up your brain, do some reasoning. Open up your thoughts so we can connect. Open up for knowledge and intellect. Open up the speaker, make me blast the sound. Open up the sky, make the bass come down. Open up your eyes, make me look inside. If you want to overstand this, open wide. Open up your house, make the refugee come in. You might overstand and start helping. Open your imagination, go for a ride. If you want to overstand this, open wide. Open up your fists and welcome a kiss. Get a load of this, open up business. Open up your bank account and spend. Open up your wallet and check a friend. Open up the dance floor, make I dance. Open up your body and love romance. If you have not opened up, you have not tried. If you want to overstand this, open wide. Open up the border, free up the land. Open up the books in the Vatican. Open yourself to any possibility. Open up your heart and your mentality. Open any door that you confront. Let me put it straight, sincere and blunt. Narrow-mindedness must run and hide. If you want to overstand this, open wide.
You know, we've been talking about your poetry, but we haven't mentioned one thing, which, of course, people will know you from Peaky Blinders. How did that come about? Because were you acting before then?
I have acted. When Peaky Blinders came up, it was a weird coincidence. When I got the phone call, I was actually reading a book called Peaky Blinders and the Gangs of Birmingham. So I knew about them anyway.
Were you in a garden centre at the time?
You're so funny, you are. You should be on television more.
Well, thank you.
But one of the first scenes we did was me standing on the street, preaching hell and damnation and all that kind of stuff, and Cillian Murphy comes past on a horse and he gives me a nod and I give him a nod. We shot that scene, and then I remember we sat down to have a break while they reset, and me and Cillian were talking about the project, and we said, you know, a drama, gangster drama, set in Birmingham in the 1920s. I said, it'll never take off, will it? You know? And I remember kind of looking at the rushes, and we just looked at it and said, yeah, this is going to be big. It just looked so beautiful.
I must admit, though, I would probably watch a film which had Cillian Murphy just opening a bin bag. Because it's hard not to look at him when he's on screen, isn't it? You know, and the thing I found out about Benjamin, which I had no idea until you come on the show, and I knew a little bit about you and your career, but the fact that you've been spending a lot of your life in China.
Yes.
And so why China? What drew you to China?
My love of martial arts, really.
So you went out there to study?
I went out there to study and I ended up teaching lots of kids.
And what area of martial arts?
Well, Tai Chi. A lot of people think of it as this floaty, dancey
Yeah,
thing.
you see the old people doing it in squares, you know,
but that's
and
a
young people as well.
particular style of Tai Chi. My Tai Chi is real fighting Tai Chi.
Wow.
The first form looks a bit floaty and dancey, but actually it has a kind of, you know, self-defense application.
Could you show us? Could you teach? Who wants to? You don't all have to join in, but do you want to join in? Who wants to learn a bit of Tai Chi?
Well,
Okay. Can you teach us something? Should we just stay here
All
and
right,
stand here
all right.
and see what you can
Well,
do with what is, let's face it, a rather underwhelming class?
Everybody stood up, right? So this actually, when you do Tai Chi and you do martial arts, one of the first things we want you to do is relax.
Okay, loosey-goosey.
So I want to test I want to see how relaxed you are now.
Okay.
So I want you...
This will redirect a man's energy.
I think you've done eyeline. It's just
Wow. You certainly have my attention.
So I want you to stand with your feet kind of shoulder width apart.
Yeah.
Just bend your knees slightly.
Oh, you did say
Straighten
that.
your back.
Never mind.
Straighten your back.
Straighten back.
Now I want you to relax. Feel completely relaxed. Now I want you to... Don't do it yet, but in a moment I want you to follow me and just move your hands up like this. In a moment. Not yet, not yet. And I want you to come to about there. Now remember, be relaxed and let your hands float up. Now, all together, let's do it. Nice and slowly.
You've just tuned in.
And now stop. Keep it there.
Are we doing the Thriller music video?
Right. Drop your shoulders. See that? 4 inches. Drop your shoulders.
I can't. I'm a big girl.
Well, you say 4.
The point is, drop your shoulders. Can you see that, audience? Can you see how they drop?
Yeah.
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 That shows me how much tension they've got in their body.
Oh, he's got 4 inches, has he?
Because you should...
Wonder he's so chippy.
I tell you what, I'm enjoying every one of them.
I'm trying to do a serious martial art thing here.
You can't tell me he's got 4 inches and let me leave it. I've got a job to do it.
Now sink
Anyone
down.
got 4 inches,
Sink.
better leave it.
Sink.
Well, the whole body?
Yes, and just feel your weight going down into your legs.
I definitely can feel that.
Right. Now relax. Now that's the first movement of Tai Chi.
Yeah.
Now you may think, what is this for? Now I want you to come here. Turn around. Now I want you to go like you're going to attack me. Go like you're going to throttle me, like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Go for it.
Okay, hold on.
Go on.
So,
Actually scared.
okay,
Go on.
but what if I...
Just go.
Just leave it, Jonathan.
Go for it.
It's not worth it, Jonathan. Just leave it.
And I tried to trick you, and you...
Ow!
I mean,
That's some bullshit. Rob, do it on Rob. That hurt. Rob, right me. Okay.
I'm trying you. We'll end up cheating each other.
Oh, this can end up badly.
Let's all relax. It all got a bit out of hand. Let's all relax. Benjamin, that was amazing. Thank you so much for that. But will you join me? Thank you, Benjamin, and all my guests tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Robert, pleasure as always. Tom Ramsey, Georgina, thank you so much. Judy, thank you so much. And